How pretty.
What?
The whole time. You have to smile the whole time.
Make sure you all set.
Also, why does everybody hate me? And then Chrissy says, no, you.
Probably Angela getting back into her car, if I can imagine.
Yeah,
And Chrissy doesn't say anything.
that's okay. That's okay.
Everybody hates me.
Well,
I may have to log out and log back in.
Callie over there.
I had one other friend that was going to join, and she commented when I just finally tagged her, but I don't know, maybe she's.
Directly at me.
I'm going to message her, but we can go ahead and start. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna mute Angela just real quick.
It's fine. It all works.
Yeah, it all works. So, who is not a coach? Raise your hand. Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. This is our tribe, ladies. This is our tribe. We look forward to these meetings. Whenever we can have them, and if we're not like going crazy at home putting kids to bed or, working or whatever, we try to hop onto our team calls. I think we have a team call tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Angela's not a coach, right?
Nope.
Hi, Miss Hendershot.
Hi, how are you?
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Okay. Hi.
Hendershot.
How are
Do
you?
you remember me?
I do remember you.
That's funny.
Okay, I'm going to have my headphones going while I drive. I can hear you now and listen.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so Angela and Crystal both come to my workout classes. And that's kind of where social media and workout classes kind of like all at the same time is where we connected. And
That's
so
cool.
here we are. They're interested in learning a little bit more, and they like the workouts and Shaco and all that good stuff. And so maybe just trying to get some of their questions answered, which are the ones that we typically answer in these calls, are the same questions that both of them have. So but it'd be great for them to join us. So anybody else have
I invited a couple of people, but it was all kind of last minute. So hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. Whatever. But yeah, hey Karen, you want to do the introductions this time around, or the same as you did last time? I don't mind. You can flex your leader muscle.
Well, I mean, basically, this is informal. This is how we roll.
And hey guys, just listen. This is not like a board meeting, like a typical corporate board meeting. We are a bunch of fierce females on here, but we are more relaxed because this is, we're always busy during the day, and we just like to chill with our. You guys are like girlfriends, like but we get shit done. So.
Well, so how about we do this? So I have Angela and Crystal on here, like I said, and they're both kind of visitors, I guess. And is there anybody else that's a visitor that needs to be introduced by their guest?
Yeah, Tracy is a visitor. Tracy is my friend. We've known each other since elementary school. I mean, we grew up together. And we've known each other for that long, and she's been a part of my team for
You're dragging. For about 3 years.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, Maria, you were going, oh. You did. I liked it.
Maybe she doesn't know she's frozen. Funny.
probably about 2 years, at least,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And I have a connection.
That's okay. Well, that's cool. That is cool. I don't have anybody on here, but I have you guys that are fellow coaches, so that's fun. That is fun.
So maybe super quick, since not all of us have shared our why, we're not going to really take too long to do that, but maybe we just go around, say our name, how long we've been a coach, and where we're from, so that way we can realize that we're not all from Avon, Indiana. We're kind of from lots of different places. So if you don't know me, Karen Hendershot, I'm from Avon, Indiana, and I've been a coach for about 3 years. Crazy to think that I'm going on year 4. Weird. Okay. Who wants to go next?
Me. Yeah, my name is Ophelia Conquet. You can call me Ophi. I live in Avon. I've been living here since 2004. I now consider it my home. I can imagine not living here in Avon, Indiana, but I grew up in Northern California. And I have been a coach for a very long time, the end of 2008, but really started working the business the beginning of 2010. And I love every single minute of it. It's changed my life. And that's all I'm about to say right now about that. So, next.
I'll go. I'm Maria Frame. I live in Ohio and Zanesville, Ohio, and I've been a coach since 2013 through OFI. And yeah, I love what I do. I am passionate about fitness, obviously, guys, and it just kind of goes hand in hand for me. And I feel that not only is this something that I love, of course it is, but we'll touch on this in a little bit. These people, these girls on here, everybody on here that are coaches that I know are part of my family. Whether we're blood relatives or not, every single person on here has touched my heart in such a way that I would never change it, and it's a blessing.
Nice. Emily, you want to go? Yeah.
I'm Emily Stevens, and I am from Avon, Indiana. I've lived here since 2002, and I'm originally from Huntington, Indiana. And I've been a coach since 2012, but only been really working it, really like trying to work it the last 2 years or so. So that's me.
Who's next? Kate, you want to go? I'm just going in order by my screen. I know not everybody's screen is the same order. So Kate, you want to go?
Sure. My name's Kate Dixon. I live in Baltimore. My coach is Amanda, that you guys probably know from Indiana, but I'm way over here. I'm actually not that far from Nika. We almost met up at a Super Saturday, but there was snow on her end. And I've been coaching for 6 months.
Nika?
I'm Nika Waters. I live in Charlottesville, Virginia, and I've been a coach since 2012. Have my run hot, run cold kind of times with it, but I love really the people that I've met and the work. Yeah, the fitness and the wellness has changed my life, but also the personal development is absolutely unbelievable what it's done for my life. So happy to be on here tonight. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. And Lisa?
Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Hoff. I live in DeMont, Indiana, which is the northern part of the state. I've been a coach for about a year and love how Beachbody fits in with my day job, which is I actually work with Maria's husband and work in the healthcare and dialysis industry.
I'm on a chat.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, so that's us. And really our whole goal tonight is to answer some of the typical questions that a lot of people that are maybe curious about what it all entails and everything. So just kind of trying to get them all answered in one spot, hear different viewpoints from different coaches, because coaching can be a lot of different things for different people. So if you only talk to one person, you might only hear their side and view. So it's good to kind of hear from everybody. And then this is adults, so you don't have to like raise your hand or whatever. If you have a question, interrupt, shout it out, whatever. We'll try our best to answer it for you. We have some ones picked out that are typical, but that doesn't mean that if you have something different that you can't ask it. And we'll kind of just chime in and try to answer that for you. So without further ado, how about, I forget who said was going to talk about what do we really do? Was that Ophi?
No, I was going to talk about you don't have to be at your goal weight.
Okay.
You can talk about.
Why don't you just go with that, since that's where we're at. Ophi, go for it.
Up, everybody. Okay, again, my name is Ophi or Ophelia. And again, yeah, a lot of people, you know, when I ask them if they want to join my team or if they want to join this business opportunity, a lot of them will say, well, I'm not at my goal weight. And the thing of it is, guys, is that those of you considering joining or, you know, taking this on as a side business or a home business, you don't need to be at that ideal weight. Actually, it's kind of neat when you are on your journey. You kind of attract other people who are also going on that journey, and when you're sharing that you've lost, you know, 5 pounds because you're drinking your Shakeology or you're doing this workout, it's going to bring people towards you, and they want to know, you know, more about what you're doing. So no, absolutely not. In order to be successful in this business, you do not have to be like a NPC bikini champion fitness model or whatever. Or a size 2. I'm not going to tell you what my size is, but I'm not a size 2. And I don't ever expect to have a total 6-pack abs. Now, there are coaches that are fit and they're lean and they're just, you know, they're amazing and they have amazing physiques and they're successful. But then you have coaches like moi who are always on a struggle. I've always been on a struggle bus with my weight, and I go up and down. And it's, you know, you're human. You can't always be at an ideal weight unless that's your genetics. But I'm still able to maintain a very successful business, and I've been doing this, like I said, since the end of 2008. And yes, Beachbody products helped me lose a lot of weight. I was 208 pounds when I gave birth to my son, and I'm 5 feet. And I always tell people that I was like square when you would look at me because I was just as wide as I was tall. And then I lost, you know, I was like, okay, I'm going to have like a 70-pound baby. But no, that didn't happen. So Beachbody did save me and did help me lose weight. But Beachbody, as a coach and in this business, everyone has seen me go through my thin periods, my lean periods when I would work out with Chalene Extreme, and then I gained weight. And but I'm still successful, you know. So no. In order to answer some of you who may be wondering, do I need to be at that exact, at that perfect weight? No, you do not need to be. You can be very successful at this business if you just connect with people and, you know, just serve from the heart. And again, it's a relationship business. So that's how you become successful in this biz. Sorry, I got distracted. Somebody just messaged me that was supposed to be on this call. So anyways, that's my spiel, guys. That's my spiel.
Well, and if I could just add a little bit of 2 cents is that, you know, sometimes people relate to the journey, you know, whereas if they see that coach that's got the 6-pack and muscular arms and all that, sometimes it could look unattainable, you know. And so, you know, if they see you as like, hey, like that's like we kind of look the same, or we're kind of the same. It's almost where they relate more, not more, but they can relate to you because you're doing it with them, you know.
Exactly.
So yeah, because the struggle is real. I don't care if they have 6-packs or not. We all have to make the choices of having willpower and saying no to the donut.
You know, and in this business, guys, whatever stage on your weight loss or health and fitness journey that you're at, you're going to attract a certain type of person on that same journey, and that's okay. So, you know, I don't expect to be attracting the mid-20s demographics that are like, you know, they lose 20 pounds in a week. I'm never going to attract that demo, and that's okay with me. So you're going to find, as your mentors or whoever your mentor is, we're going to work with you to help you find who your demographic is and what your brand is and who you'll be attracting in this business. So, yeah.
Do any of the guests have any questions or anything off of that?
Do you mostly use social media to find people? I mean, because being a stay-at-home mom and just moving here, like how else would I go about like sharing my story or like having people want to join me?
Good question. You know me, I can a lot. So does anybody else want to go with that?
Social media is, I mean, I can answer that. If somebody else wants to answer that, or you can chime in. But a lot of, you know, social media is the way to go. with a lot of the network marketing businesses, is that something that you want to do? Then yeah, you can really do a lot with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can also reach out to people just in the grocery store, in the grocery line. So no, you don't have to just make it exclusively social media, but that's kind of a great way to meet new people. And as your mentor, Karen, would show you the best way to attract people in your cold market or your warm market. She would do that.
Okay.
Well, and naturally, and we'll talk. Emily's going to talk a little bit more about like what we actually do, but naturally, if you're working out and you're seeing results and you're keeping your portion under control and you're losing weight when you're at a sporting event or at a band competition or whatever, and people that know you there start seeing you change, I guess, that's when people are like, well, what are you doing? Like, you look great. And then just naturally, oh, I've been doing the 21-day fix and drinking my Shakeology. And they're like, what's that? And then you just naturally talk about it, which is different than selling it, if that makes sense. So that's a way to share, your friends and family when you start seeing them at, holidays and Mother's Day and Father's Day, like as long as you're kind of being like a proof of the product, and they're seeing when they come over, you're having a healthy this, or, well, I want to say, I don't want the cheese today. And they're going to ask you why you don't want the cheese. Well, because I already had my blue container. And you're like, well, what's that? So those kinds of things start helping you share what you're doing naturally. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yes, social media is a big one for sure. If you have friends and all that kind of stuff, and like we would help kind of what things to post and so that you're not icky and all that stuff.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm good with people. I did hair for 14 years, so I'm very good with public and people. But being new here, like I just don't know anybody, and I'm not going to go back to working in a salon. So I just kind of wondered, I guess I wasn't thinking about the kids' school though. I mean, that makes perfectly good sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and this is a whole nother call, but I mean, obviously as a hairstylist, you're probably used to just having conversation with people. And, you don't want this awkward silence when you're cutting the hair. So you're good about asking them questions and drawing things out. And that's a lot of what Beachbody does too. So that's a good segue into maybe Emily. Maybe you can kind of share, well, what do we actually do?
Well, can I just say one more thing? Crystal, you just moved to this town. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Goshen, Indiana, but we've moved around a lot since we've been married. So we just moved here from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh, okay. So are you able to stay in contact with a lot of the people that you've met on, in the past? Do you stay connected with them on social media? That's a great way to let them know what you're doing too on social media, on Facebook. I mean, you have a huge warm market actually, if you think about it.
You got little pockets here and there,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And think about where you'll be in your new town too, like your churches, things that your kids are going to, and activities you may get involved in there as well. That's all just wherever you're going to meet people, like buy shirts or something and wear them. And like Karen said, if they notice you changing over time, they'll ask you questions, and it's a good open segue to talking about it.
Perfect.
Inviting friends to come to
I was asked to do.
Yes.
What was my topic, Karen?
What do we actually do?
Okay. What is it we do as a coach? So Beachbody basically says they have 4 vital behaviors, and that's the best place to start. And it's be a product of the product. So doing the workouts, drinking your Shakeology. It's personal development, which even Nika touched on that, as it's life-changing, and that's something I committed to doing a lot better with this year. It's also inviting people to things. You'll always have groups, or you'll always want to have groups that you're running that you'll reach to build your business, and you have customers who are succeeding or are coaches and who are succeeding, go back to like during that on your Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media you use. The big one is the taking time to invite. And just something that I've done towards the end of every year, I'll go buy a new planner and I'll sit down and I'll plan out all my 30-day groups for the whole year. So that way I know every month I have a group that I can invite people to. And then kind of sprouted in along the way, we had this event to invite people to. Ophi and I are doing a 5-day butt and gut group that we can invite to. So it's just having, it can be food related to, just groups that you can just take some time, however it fits into your day. If you have 10 minutes that you can sprinkle at different times throughout the day, just sit down and invite people to those groups. Or if you have an hour chunk of time, you just sit down and invite people to those groups and ask them to come along and be part of the journey with you. And so just a big part of, and the big part is the social media. They'll know what you do and they'll see your journey and hopefully want to be a part of that. So anything anybody else wants to add to that, or any questions?
I was just going to add that to me, inviting isn't only about inviting to groups, but it's also about inviting people to deepen a relationship or a friendship with you, or to start one. So if you see somebody who, maybe there's somebody who has constantly liked a post that you've done, or a friend of a friend who has said a couple things and you kind of like the tone and you just want to get to know them a little bit better. The conversation is often, for me, just about inviting somebody into your world. Like, hey, I noticed that we have kids at the same school, or I see you hanging out at the playground all the time with your 6-year-old. My 6-year-old is the one. Sorry, my 6-year-old shoved yours down the slide, or whatever it is. But it's inviting isn't only around groups and that sort of thing, but it's also just inviting to be a friend, inviting that relationship.
In relationships.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know I joked about saying inviting people to PIO, but at the same time, like inviting them to a workout class, inviting them to run a 5K with you, inviting them to do a fun walk, those kinds of things, you're naturally probably going to talk about something health and fitness related if you're at a health and fitness type of thing, and then they're surrounded by people that are all kind of on the same path. And, that's just a way to at least naturally not sound salesy, and like at PIO, people are going to be like, oh, you're doing, because I'm wearing my Country Heat sweatshirt. And they're like, oh, have I done that? Have you done that workout? And they just start hearing things, without coming from you, without you saying, buy this program. If they see with your Shakeout cup, even if it has water in it, you bring that and they're like, oh, have you tried that Shakeology stuff? I heard it, blah, blah, blah. All those kinds of things is kind of being proof of the product and sharing without really, blasting it out on your social media that you have to buy this product, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So.
What we do as coaches is not as like inundate people with selling or buying stuff. We as coaches, I know especially on our team, our culture is basically to really kind of reach out to more people and see how we can help them. What's the best way that we can help these people? And that's in a nutshell what we basically do. We run challenge groups every month, whether it's a paid challenge group or it's a free challenge group. We run challenge groups. And if you're the type of person that needs accountability and support and motivation yourself, I know I do. I love my challenge groups. So I love running them, and I love bringing people into it, and I love getting texts from people saying, oh my gosh, I just fit, in these pants that I haven't been able to wear in like over, 5 years. So in a nutshell, challenge groups is basically the heart of what we do as coaches. The personal development, yeah, that's part of it. The inviting and connecting with people, that's part of it. But we run challenge groups a lot of the time, every month. I think most of us do, right? I would say.
And as a new coach, don't think like, well, oh my God, I don't know how to run a challenge group, because all of us that are on here talking to you right now, we've already been where you are and we've learned from our coaches. And so we kind of run them together. We run as a team. Or, hey, Jeff, you just jumped on here. So I'm just saying hi. But so.
And Beachbody actually makes it easy for you, because once you do become a coach, you have a back office, and then specific, or it can be
You froze them.
and general, and it tells you what you can say every day in your group.
So if you didn't hear that, there are, because sorry, Em, you were like freezing up there. There's documents for when you first start out. You can go into Country Heat, download the file, and it literally goes image and post. Day 1, copy paste. Day 2, image post, copy paste, and makes you sound super smart, like you know what you're talking about, like you know how to run a group. And my very first one, I had no idea what I was doing, but I just copy and pasted every day. And, you know, over time you learn like, well, that didn't really sound like me. I'd rather go live in my group. I'd rather do a video. And you kind of tweak it. But like, let's say you signed up tonight and you want to run a challenge group tomorrow, you can totally do it and copy and paste and all that. Links are there, stuff like that.
We have, Beachbody provides its business owners, you know, because you are a business owner, provides a huge toolbox as far as, you know, marketing tools, as far as guides and scripts, even to talk to people. Really a very in-depth training system for each level of coach. And along with that, you have us, you have your mentor, you have your sponsoring coach. You're in this business for yourself, but you're never in this business alone. You will always have your team to help you out. You will have, you know, your fellow coaches on your team page, whatever team you're on. You'll get your uplines direct help. You'll have coaches, your peers helping you as well. So you know, if you think that you're going to be in this and you got to figure it all out by yourself, unless you're the type of person that likes to do that, no, you won't. You will never be alone in this business. We bug you. No, I'm just kidding.
So, I mean, that's kind of another good segue, I guess, maybe into the next one. And maybe I'll call, if Maria, if your internet is working, hopefully we can kind of go there. So like how much time, you know, does it take to be a coach? Because obviously, you know, like I have a full-time job, and a lot of people are like, well, I just don't know if I have time because I'm busy, I have kids and I work. There's a few people on here that said that to me. So you know who you are. So anyway, Maria, why don't you go ahead and talk about that from your standpoint, because I talked a little bit about it in the video.
And you guys just make sure to tell me if I freeze. Just let me know. Can you guys hear me okay so far? Okay. Okay. So, I mean, as far as time that it takes to be a coach is really ultimately up to you as the person that's going to be coaching. There's several different ways to look at it. If you are joining Team Beachbody and you want to get the discount on the products, all you want to do is save a little bit of cash right now. You're not really ready to work it. It doesn't really take any time at all. You just sign up to be the coach and you start getting you pay your monthly fee. There is a fee, $17.11 with tax for you to be a coach. It's a coach fee. Basically, it pays for your websites and things like that. And I'll let somebody else talk about that. But you pay your fee, but you save your money every month if that's all you're going to do. But it comes down to how much effort, ultimately the effort you put in is what you get out of it. So if you want to make $50 a week, then you don't have to put that much effort into it. You can potentially earn that kind of income with just a few posts every week and a couple of invites every week. And maybe you have a few people on your team. If you are someone that wants to make a lot more money than that, again, the income that you earn is ultimately up to you and the effort that you put into it. So if you want to invite 10 to 30 different people every single day, talk about your business every single day, that again is really up to you. Now, me personally, I'm still at that part-time, I say part-time level, as much as I want to be at that full-time scale, I don't do the necessary steps that it takes to get to that full-time scale. But at this point in my life, I'm okay with that. I do post every day, which takes me 5 minutes to make a post. Now, if I'm trying to be creative and make a cute picture and a side-by-side and all that, of course, that takes a little bit of time. But to share about the journey, to share about my day 8 workout or my day 30 workout, or that I've lost 3 pounds, or that my challenge group, like today I did a video and I talked about the challenge group that I have my girls in right now and how good everybody's doing. Yeah, that took me a little bit of time. It took me 15, 20 minutes to make a Facebook Live video and answer people's questions. That's really up to you. I mean, you don't have to do Facebook Live videos. That is not something that is a requirement. There's really not any requirement to be a coach. Just the only requirement that I would ever tell my people is to be yourself. Be yourself, be true to who you are, and stay consistent in the behaviors that you want other people to see you do. Be who you want. Be the coach you would want, if that makes sense. If you don't want somebody that's nagging. You don't want somebody to try to sell you Shakeology every day. Hey, buy this from me. It's $100 and some bucks. Blah, 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 you'll get healthy. No, you don't want to do that. And you put out there what you like. You be you be unique, and you take the time. And if it's 15 minutes a day, if that's what you can dedicate, and then dedicate it. And what you do with that time is really up to you. Do you want to just make Facebook posts, or do you want to invite people in those 15 minutes? If you want to work your business a little harder, you're going to invite people, opposed to just making a Facebook post about, hey, I did my workout today. Of course, we have to be proof of the product, because who wants to have a coach that isn't proof of the product? If I tried to talk to Tracy and Lisa, coach am I? So of course you have to put the effort into it to be a good coach. Do I want to do more? Of course I do. Could I do more? Of course I can. Where I fail, and my upline is Ophelia, and she will let you know, and she will attest to this, my personal development is terrible. I do a little bit every day, a little bit. I get my 10-minute little training video in the morning, but that's not enough. I'm not growing enough. I'm not pushing myself enough. And to be a good leader and a good business owner, you have to learn how to grow every day. And they say Beachbody recommends 10 minutes a day. And that's really not hard to do. And I think once people get in, I think Nika can attest to this, is once you start to get into that 10 minutes a day, it grows. You expound, and that 10 minutes turns to 15 or 20 or 30, and you really start to enjoy learning how to become a better leader. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm starting to enjoy my personal development, but that's part of being a coach as well. You're not a tree. And I tell people this all the time. You have to move, you have to grow. You're not meant to just stay in one spot. And in order to be a good business owner, you have to be willing to take 10 or 15 extra minutes a day to learn something new. But again, it comes right back to where you are. What are you comfortable with, and what do you want to do? It's up to you on how much time you put into it. And I know that's a very open book. Well, that doesn't say anything. That doesn't tell me how much time. If you want to take 5 minutes a day, then take 5 minutes a day. But know that your business will reflect that. If you want to put in 2 or 3 hours a day, your business is going to reflect that, just like anything else. If you work out for 5 minutes, your body will reflect it. If you work out for 30 minutes, your body will reflect it. So it's just it's the effort you put into it. There you go.
And I have to say one thing, Maria, you're a fantastic coach, and she just moved. She's been dealing with the move, 2 kids. She's been having to deal with her 2 kids because her husband has a new job and he's traveling to India. Oh my gosh, for I don't know how long. So she's doing a fantastic job as a full-time mom, and working her business, etc. So no, I don't frown on you. I know you're trying, girl. But I have to add, guys, is that, you know, like Maria said, whatever you put into this business, you get out of it. My typical day basically is this. I block off. Your mentor will probably encourage you to get a planner so that you can block off the time in your planner on what will be your Beachbody time. And it's a focused, for me, it's a focused 2 to 3 hours a day, in addition to maybe meetings like this in the evening. But that's because I'm now doing this business full time. I don't, you know, I teach maybe 3 or 4 times a week, an hour for each class, but Beachbody, you know, and again, I have to preface this with saying that Beachbody does not guarantee any type of income or success. It's all based on the individual and how much effort and work they put into it. But I have been able to retire from working a full-time job, and Beachbody pays for our mortgage and everything else. So I do Beachbody full-time. So but I put my hours in. I dedicate a certain amount of hours every single day to this business. And it's simple. I do the connecting, I do the inviting, I do the sharing of my posts, I drink my shake, read a book, and do my workout. And that's basically what I do every single day. And that is reflected in, you know, and I don't want to talk about income as being an important thing, but a lot of you are like, I want to make some extra money. Yeah. So the time and effort that I put into this business is reflected in my income. So there you go. Now I'll shut up.
Well, and so, I mean, with that, you know, I work a 40-hour plus job a week. When I first started, I was raising 2 teenagers. You know, we were volleyball and band and you name it, and the weekends were literally crazy. But the cool thing is that you can do this business from your phone. So while you're waiting for the next band to roll in, because you got 4 hours before your band shows up, or you have downtime in between volleyball matches, or whatever it is that you're doing for your kids, because you're there, you're supporting, but I'll be the first to tell you they'll be just fine if you're on your phone for a minute and they're playing, who knows what the kids play these days, I don't know. You know, as a team, you know, you can be sending a message back and forth because someone says, hey, I saw your post, tell me more about Country Heat, or whatever it is. You can reply. Or you're at the volleyball game and there's people, and instead of going down to the hotel breakfast and eating the biscuits and gravy and blah, 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 you come down and have a shake in your hand. And they're like, well, what are you doing? Like, it's those kind of natural things that's like your proof of the product. You're working, but you're not really working. Does that make sense? And then, you know, I come home, I have a different goal. I want this to be full-time. That doesn't mean that everybody's goal is that. It could be that I want to get my Shaco covered, and that's it. It's $140, and that's just crazy, and I got blah, 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 and I just want to sign up to be a coach so I can get my Shakeology covered, and that's really all I care about. Okay. That doesn't mean that you have to come home and you got to, you know, have your planner out and work for 3 hours a night and post videos and make a YouTube channel and post a blog and all that kind of stuff that I'm trying to do, because what I'm trying to do is that I don't want $150. I want to stop working at the fire department, and I want my income to be where that's what I do. So my week in the evenings and what I'm doing is different than somebody that's just wanting a little extra cash here and there. If that makes sense.
And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing. Your upline coach will work with you based on how far you want to go in this business. And if you want to be, I like to call it, I like this terminology better than preferred customer or discount coach. If you want to be a loyal customer with the coach discount of 25%, then so be it. We have do that. If you want to work this business part-time and only really pay for, you know, a student loan or a car payment and contribute some income to the household income, so be it. If you want to make this full-time like Karen and I, then so be it. You know, there's really nobody will frown upon you if you step back and just say, hey, you know what? I just want to be a loyal customer and I just want to get that discount. So don't bug me. Nobody else will bug you, you know, seriously.
Yeah. So that was kind of a long answer to that question, but that's it's kind of an in-depth question because coaching can really be anything you want it to be, honestly, for a small fee of $17 a month. Worst case scenario, yeah. So let's see.
Can I just add one thing to it too, though?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you've heard this alluded to a few times on this call tonight. I think one of the things that has astounded me about Beachbody is stuff that I never expected going into it. Like I thought, okay, I'm going to get fitter, I'm going to work out, and I'm going to drink the shakes, and okay, I might learn something about business, but never ever expected to have this group of people who have my back on anything. I never ever expected to be doing things with my life that would not be possible remotely without the personal development that I've done. I dragged myself kicking and screaming into the personal development world. But the stuff that I think is incredible about Beachbody, it's kind of cool to go on vacations that are paid for. Ophi went on a cruise last year. I went to Mexico a couple of years ago. I think a few of us are going to Mexico next year. All paid for by Beachbody, right? Those are cool and those are tangible. But these small little things like being able to be on here. Have you ever been to a business meeting where people are going like this? I'm like, well, I don't think so. But you laugh and you just have a great time, but you leave feeling this incredible sense of companionship. And these people have your back. They are there for you. And that is not something that I expected at all. So there are the intangibles and the things that you're not going to find. Remember somebody talking somewhere saying, I think Carl looked at the back of the thing saying, does it say anywhere on here that your marriage will get stronger or, you're going to become a better parent through stuff that you do with Beachbody? You do. It's part of what happens that is not part of anything that people really talk about. But anyway, that's it.
Well, I could just add to that. So Jeff on here, he joined late, and I don't know if Erica is still on or not.
She's on there.
Oh, she's working out. That's right. So Jeff was a customer that was given to me because I was an integral coach, and then they just assigned him a coach, and they said, what's Jeff's name? And then as a coach's job, I reach out and send an email, blah, blah, blah. I'm your coach. I'd like to connect. Da, 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 da. And I think he put his wife's name in his reply. And so I was like, I'm just going to find him on Facebook and see if I can become friends. And what's funny, and I feel bad, but like Jeff's still here, so we're okay, we're good. But like I ended up becoming friends with Erica and not Jeff, if that makes sense. And so Erica and I bonded via social media. They're in Michigan, I'm here, I'd never met them. And she joined my P90X3 group, and it just kind of went from there. And if I could show her before and after transformation, it's like bananas, truly. And so to piggyback off of what Nika said, Erica surprised me at a Super Saturday and drove all the way down to meet some of us that were in the challenge group. And all we had ever met her and all that she'd ever met us was on Facebook in a little profile picture via a challenge group. And that's what's cool, is that I would never have had those friends, and we joked around about like going to Michigan and taking trips and that kind of stuff. And that was all, Beachbody related, that I would never, have had this relationship if it wasn't for that. So it's kind of cool how that all works. But anyway.
It is very cool. It is very cool.
So let's see, what other, I guess we've been talking a lot. So those of you who are still on the call, do you guys have any specific questions since we've been chatting and talking? Maybe you had different questions than what we had planned.
I want to mention that there is a military discount as far as, as signing up to be a coach. So if you are an active military or your spouse is, I believe you can sign up for free, correct? You or your spouse. If you are a veteran, you can sign up for free, but not your spouse. And for 2 years, you don't need to have that the only mandatory fee, guys, is the $17 for your websites. That's the only mandatory coaching fee, $17. And you get 3 websites. You get the Shakeology website, you get your Beachbody website, and you get the Ultimate Reset website. The registration fee is $42, but that is waived if you decide to, if you become a coach and you're military, you get that discount that gets refunded to you, or you sign up with Challenge Pack, that $42 is waived. So that's just something to take into consideration. Jeff Paul. Oh no.
Someone's calling. So I think, go ahead. Is somebody else going to speak?
Go ahead, go.
One other question we get asked a lot is, do you have to be a fitness instructor to be a Beachbody coach? Because quite a few Beachbody coaches are. And the easy answer to that is no. No, you do not. Not at all. You do not at all have to be a fitness instructor. You do not have to be a fitness guru. You don't have to be a registered dietitian, any of that kind of stuff. What naturally happens, though, is as you do programs and as you read different recipes and you listen to the workout trainers and all that kind of stuff talking to you through all of your workouts, you start to learn and acquire things to be able to help people better. And just like as you're on your journey and you start doing things with yourself, that helps you share more things with your potential friends, clients, for lack of a better word, customers. And, I feel like I'm definitely, I don't know everything at all, but I feel like from the 3 years ago to now, what I know about nutrition and portion control and healthy recipes and cooking is like a 180 compared to where I started. I didn't know all that to begin with. I just knew I liked what Shakeology tasted like, and I did most of the workouts. But I've learned how to do that over time and through going to trainings and joining calls like this and hearing coaches that have been in the business for a couple of years, and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I like that idea. And you just take little nuggets from here and there, and then that helps you learn as you go. So.
Yeah, you don't have to be a fitness professional. It's not a requirement. But what the great thing is that it's kind of like, it's just kind of automatic. Eventually, you just love the feeling of serving from the heart and just, helping people with their health and fitness. And I think we still get that discount for the certifications, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You get a discount for the Insanity certifications, P90X Live, Core de Force, which is coming out this year, and PiYo and Turbo Kick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get certified. Yeah.
And I mean, that's a way you can grow your business if that interests you, for sure. Obviously 2 of you are on this call because you came to my class, and so, naturally that's a way to kind of be kind of a proof of the product. But you do not have to be a fitness instructor at all, for sure. I didn't know I was going to be one until I'd been in the business for a little bit and realized, okay, maybe I'll try it. And now I love it. So.
And she's a good one.
Opie was my mentor.
She used to take my hip hop class.
Yeah, like once. Turbo Kick was my favorite. Hip hop and Karen just don't go. I would love to be able to do that, but it just, my body doesn't move like that. So Nika kind of talked a little bit about the whole, how it's a team. It feels like a family. It's a tribe. And maybe Kate, you haven't really got to share too much. Can you touch on that a little bit, even though you're from way over there and we're all the way over here?
What do you want me to talk about? Sorry.
Maybe
Someone
just
messaged me.
Like, how it's more than just health and fitness. It's kind of like a family. It's a fit tribe. You feel like a team kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I said my coach is a family member, my husband's cousin, but I didn't really know her that well because actually I met her at our wedding, and she lives in Indiana. And it seems like as soon as I joined, I knew all of you all too. I mean, I went through like a Coach Basics training, and I think met Karen there, and then just met everyone from the team Inspire the Fire. And now, like, Jamie and I are running a challenge group together, and it's so much fun. And like, they're all encouraging each other. It's amazing, like, the amount of support that people are showing each other. And it doesn't matter, like, who's coach or who's challenger right now. It's just everyone is hopping in there, and there's just lots of love going around. And I'm excited to go to Summit this summer and meet you all. And I'm hoping I get to go to your Super Saturday as well in April, because I think I need to go to a security training on April 7th in Noblesville. So it's just exciting to be part of the group, and it kind of reminds me of high school. I went to an all-girls school, and we played all kinds of sports together, and we were all always having sleepovers and making T-shirts, and so it kind of reminds me of that, but you're an adult, and it's just nice to have support and to know you're not alone with your business and just with your fitness. So when you're a coach, it helps you to also stay accountable to yourself, because people are watching you and you're sharing everything with them, and you want to be a good role model. But to see all of your peers doing it too, it just helps you to stay on track if you become a coach and join the team. It is kind of like a family.
So, how about any of you guests? Do you have any other questions? I mean, it could be completely random, anything that's on your brain that's you've been curious about. That's really what this whole thing is for. We had them scripted out, like, here's the questions we typically get, but, a couple of questions that you guys have asked have been really good. Those are good questions. Anything else on your mind?
I think everything was pretty much answered for me. That was lots of good info.
Anything else?
Maria's been begging me to come for 2 years. She's such a good coach. I just, I think she's gonna hook me here. There's a couple of things that I'll talk to her about, but it's more like I don't know what time I can put in. I lead a very, very, very crazy life. I'm an athletic trainer at a high school. I work 2:30 to 10:30, 6 nights a week. I'm not off on the weekends. I have a family. I have children. So as much as I'm on Facebook on my phone when I'm at work and I'm looking at Maria, yeah, would I like to quit that job? Absolutely, but I can't right now. I have a sophomore in college and one coming out of high school. My husband switched jobs 4 years ago, took a severe pay cut. We had to sell our house, so we're in a little, tight budget scheme here. So, definitely something she's been bugging me about. He's gonna come pop his head in here now because he heard me talking. So, but yeah, definitely glad I came and listened to you guys, and Maria's gonna keep on me, I'm sure.
You gotta be part of our tribe, girl.
I already feel like I know you already because I've been with Maria for so long that I've followed her. So, we'll see.
Our community is just an amazing community. It's not all businesses are like this. Some businesses are very, I don't even want to use the word because it's so negative, but cutthroat. You don't see that in our business. Maybe it's the endorphins from like working out all the time. Don't mind my cats, guys. But maybe it's just and maybe because we're clean eating and we're not eating all that processed sugar, so our brain is thinking clearer. I don't know, but our community is just so uplifting, and so the word elevate always comes to mind when I think about my team and our team. Karen started off as a coach on Conquer It Nation, which is my home team, my team that I created. And then she grew her business big enough to be Inspire the Fire. But we're all part of the same thing. You know, it's not like we're competing against each other. My upline coach is Julie Voris, and she's got a huge Sparta Nation is her team, but we're all mixed together, and we're all this one huge big community, and we learn from each other, and there's no competitive. Well, there is some competitiveness. So at times, I won't lie. There's a little bit. But it's not the backstabbing type of thing in some businesses, or just the negative stuff that you'll hear about in other businesses. And, my dog is growling for whatever reason, but yeah, this is a great community, Tracy. She must care about you a lot to be bugging you a lot to join this.
She's not bugging me, but she
let
doesn't let me go either.
You know what? Honestly, it took me about 3 or 4 months for my upline coach to convince me to join, because I thought it was a pyramid scheme. I thought it was.
I watched that. I watched what you wrote. You said today about that too. I saw your video.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I thought maybe it was a pyramid too at first. But it doesn't sound like it is. So
no, it took me a while. I mean, and then for 2 years I was like, I'll just get a discount. And then I finally saw the potential in the business. And, some people do, and some people just maintain the just being a loyal customer, a preferred customer. So, yeah. If somebody has asked you to join as a Beachbody coach, I always consider it as them offering you a gift to change your life in some way or another. I'm so corny. I'm going to mute.
I said no to Opie like a year because I didn't drink Shakeology and I didn't know if I'd like it, and I didn't like protein shakes. And so I said no. No, I'll just keep doing your workouts, and people kept seeing me lose weight. And so I said, go talk to Opie. She teaches this turbo cake. And she's like, girl, why you keep referring me? You should be a coach. I'm like, because I don't drink that shake stuff. And finally, just over the course of, learning more and more about coaching, we didn't have little Zoom calls like this 3 years ago. There was some different options and stuff, but I just didn't know, we didn't have calls like this to get these kind of questions answered. So I thought I had to teach fitness classes. I thought I had to drink Shakeology all the time, which I didn't know if I would like. And so I was always saying no. But just as I learned more and got those questions answered, and now I'm so glad that I did it, because, and I was just talking about this the other day, that what I do for fun, there's a stupid meme that's floating around. It's like, what do you do for fun? It's like, I don't know, squat, it's like squats, I don't really love squats that much, but I find joy out of working out and stuff like that and going to our live events. So for me to sit there and say, this Saturday, we have a workout and a training, and to make me think that that's making me busy. Okay, it's something on my calendar, but I want to go. I get a good feeling when I leave Super Saturday and when I leave these live events. It's fun. It's where my friends are. It's instead of going, which I still like to go out and have drinks too, but some people go out and have beer and wings on Sunday and watch all the football games. Well, for me, something I truly enjoy doing is going to these things on Saturdays and hanging out with my friends and seeing these live trainers and getting a good workout. Some people are all about 5Ks and they have medals and all that kind of stuff all about it, and that's fabulous. Do that. And which I like that too. So for my niece says you can't run anymore. But I find joy in the events and these team calls. And so it doesn't make me feel busy. It's actually kind of social to me, if that makes sense. And it makes me feel like I have, we're having friend time right now, and we're just at our house, and I'm in my gray sweats that you can't really see because they're way too big, So, yeah, that's my little plug there. Sorry, Maria, I know you were going to say something. What were you going to say?
No, I don't want to keep us any longer, but the reason, of course, Tracy's my friend and I've known her for a really long time, but I genuinely care about the people that I invite to be coaches. I invited Lisa to be a coach for a specific reason. I have invited Tracy to be a coach for a specific reason. She's into athletics. She's into fitness. She's very intelligent. She knows what she's talking about. She drinks Shakeology. She does the workouts. So, and I get it. for me, I get back to that basic thing, like you're already loving this stuff. Why don't you just save the money? You know, and I mean, but if that gets to her and it gets somebody like Tracy or any of my other people that I've invited to a point where they maybe start making some money and maybe think, okay, I don't have to work, I mean, as much, you know, I mean, I feel it's important. And I share it with people, and you guys that have been invited by your friends as to be a coach or to come to this event, it's not because they are just trying to get more business. That's not the case. They've invited you because they've bonded with you, they've formed a relationship, and they see potential, and they care about you, and they know that whether you're a man or a woman or a firefighter or a secretary or a stay-at-home mom, that there's something about you that belongs on this team. So, I mean, it's just, it's incredible at the way, I mean, I love my life outside of Beachbody, but I love my life inside of Beachbody as well, just as much. So, and I hope I can get more people to see that. So, and I love Tracy. I always have.
So Jeff, I'm going to call you out a little bit here because obviously you're the only guy on our call. And so, yes, I will say that, you know, majority, it's Beachbody coaching. I would say, I don't want to say dominated, but there are a lot of females for sure. But I will say that there are plenty and lots of successful male coaches. I just think that the way their presence is on social media, or the way that they invite, or the way that they relate to their people, their dudes, you know, it's just different. I know it's dudes, sorry. But I mean, like Tony, my boyfriend, like he relates in a completely different way about talking about nutrition and how it helps him with his motocross racing and all of that in a completely different way than like he's not taking selfies with a shake cup, you know, like it's just a different vibe. So there's plenty of male coaches that are out there that I can maybe show you some videos that are like Scotty Hobbs is one that I would definitely want you to kind of maybe watch some videos of his, because he's very good at sharing his story and where he started. And it's just a different, it's not different because you're still going to do the same vital behaviors. You're still going to do everything the same, but you're just going to relate probably a little bit differently. And what's good about you and Erica both is that like you both already use the products and like Ironman, and you're already surrounded with people that are fitness minded, especially with the Recover and all that performance line stuff, being the sponsor of Ironman. To me, it seems kind of like a natural fit that there's already interest there. There's already a circle of people that would be like, hey, where there's that, you know, Recover, oh, hey, well, you know what, why don't you join my group kind of thing. It seems kind of like a natural fit. So,
well, one of the top 10 in the whole network, coaching network, is a dude. And he's been in the business not a long time, less than 5 years. And my upline just had a call with Miguel Carrasco. That's somebody you can follow as well. And he's from Canada, and he's only been in the business 4 years, and he's a 15-star diamond, but I believe, right? Isn't he? All right, he's up there. He's making decent money. So there are a lot of successful guys out there. You just have to find the dude. You just have to find the guy that that connects with you and is, you know, just you can relate to a lot better. So there are a lot, but one of the top 10 out of 400,000 coaches is a male coach.
And this is probably another whole call. I know we've been on here a little bit longer than we said, but you know, just as like customers are going to relate to different coaches, you know, you're going to relate to different coaches yourself if you ended up being a coach. That, you know, there's okay, the top 10 coaches, and I could go to all their YouTube channels or all their social media, and I could say, well, I know she's successful, but I don't do those kind of videos, and I don't like to, like, I don't have super big blonde hair and a whole bunch of makeup. Like, I don't do that. Like, that's not me. Even though she's made it successful, I'm not going to start doing that kind of posting because that's not me. It's not real. It's not genuine. You know, so there might be coaches that we try to tell you to watch their video or, you know, to kind of get ideas from, but then you still need to be you. Because if you're not you, then it's weird and icky and people think you're just trying to push product on them, and that's whatever, you know. So everybody, if you went to all of our social media pages, you're going to see different feels. If you just scroll our wall, you're going to see different things that we all post, even though we're all trying to be coaches, we're all trying to inspire others, we're all trying to eat healthy and work out. Our presence, I guess I just say, is different. It's our own thing. So
Miguel had touched on that, and this is real quick, guys. We're going to let you off in a minute but we still have to take a picture, so be prepared. But Miguel had touched on that. He said that the most successful coaches are those that have found out who they are, what their brand is, and they figured out how to be better than the person that they were yesterday. Those are the most successful coaches. They aren't the ones that try to be like a Lindsay Matway or a Julie Boris or a Karen Hendershot or a Nika Waters or a Maria Frame. They're the ones that are trying to be the better version of who they are. And when you put that out there, you're going to attract a better version of you. You're going to attract those types of people, either as customers or as coaches. So those are the successful coaches, the ones that are able to go on their journey, on their own individual journey, and share that with others. Because believe me, guys, there are a billion people out there in this world, and we go international at the end of this year. So we're going to have access to a whole lot of other people out there. And there's going to be a ton of people who can connect with your journey, but just make sure that your journey is the best version of your journey. You know what I'm saying? Because you want those types of people to be connecting with you. So yeah, don't try to fake it till you make it, and don't try to be like, you know, that person or that. Take bits and pieces of what they do and tweak it so that it fits who you are. And that's my best piece of advice. Now, who hopped off of this call because I said there's going to be a picture?
I think my friend Crystal, unless I can't see, like maybe not everybody's on there, but
Barnett, she hopped off. I think I scared her.
So yeah, well, thank you for spending your time with us. We truly appreciate it. I know we're all busy. We all have busy lives. You probably had to put kids to bed early or whatever you had to do to be able to join us. But so I would say just reach out to the coach that invited you and ask questions. There's lots of options to sign up and what might be the best way for you and all of that and little details that we could talk about. But I hope you enjoyed your call. Post in our event or message your coach, and hopefully maybe our team will grow.
Who wants to take the picture? Nika?
Nika takes a picture. Oh, Angela's on. Woohoo!
I've been here. Homework, dishes.
Nice. Yeah. All right, Nika, smile. Are we good? I have no idea what my face is going to look like, but that's fine.
I totally forgot that I was muted. I was like, okay, I'm about to take a picture.
Oh.
All right.
Good night.
I'll have the recording up in
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I'll have the recording up in the event page for those of you who are coaches or customers that didn't show up. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.